This is Pet Son.
You're tuned into
Witty Smitty News.
Christian Smith, Witty Smitty News. I'm joined with Pet Son. First off, introduce yourselves. What's your role in the band?
I'm Stefan. I play guitar and sing.
I'm Sam, and I also play guitar.
And who's missing today?
Parth and Nick.
Bass.
Where are you guys?
Drums. I don't know where they are, man. They're gone.
We're still waiting.
So first off,
Show up.
the name Pet Son. Now, it's been described in a previous interview as happiness on a leash. But how did the name actually come about? Was it one of you that came up with the idea? Was it a group effort?
It's all like a card or something.
Yeah, it was like, I think I actually was just like doing doodles on a piece of paper, and then like the letters like a P came into it, and then like I wrote pet. It literally just came about like pretty organically, and then it ended up being a band name, which like
and then
I guess that's how it happened.
Yeah, and then my cousin asked me what it meant, and I was like, I don't know, like it's like a pet son. It's like happiness on a leash.
Yeah.
And that kind of.
Yeah, we have to like explain that to everyone when we say it. And we're like, pet son? They're like, oh, like a boy?
Yeah, I'm like, no, not like a pet son, like a son.
Definitely not a pet boy.
So you guys have a really dope vibe. I find it's a little old school-esque. What were some of your guys' early influences? Were most of them the same in the band, or did it all vary between each member?
I think Stefan and I, a lot of our influences were the same, because growing up, we partied and listened a lot to the Vines, Radiohead, all that kind of stuff. And then like separately for me, I listened to a lot of like The Clash, some Rancid, some other ones I can't think of at the moment.
I was like more into like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
At that, in terms of like
That age,
older. Yeah, if like I was 13, it was like Led Zeppelin discography.
Oh, then also Libertines, Baby Shambles.
Yeah, Sam and I have always kind of shared that. We also had like quite a few bands in common with Parth. But Parth was kind of
like Strokes, Collective.
Yeah, and then
a lot of those bands you listen, like I can kind of hear pieces of them in some of your music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely is like quite a few common bands. Like we can all be on the road together and listen to like several different bands' albums, like from start to finish, and everyone's pleased about it.
So you mentioned you went to school together. Is that how the band started? Does it go back as far as high school, elementary school? What is it?
Pretty much.
High school, I'd say.
Yeah, kind of like an on and off thing. Like Sam and I had a few different bands, and then Parth and I were jamming for a bit when like Sam was in Toronto, and I think Parth and I were back. It was before I went to school outside of Hamilton, and then I met Nick at university. So then everything just kind of came together through shared interests and playing tunes.
So you have 4 projects. First being Feel Like I'm Going Away, followed by Shady Driver, Never Quit, and finally your most recent project is the self-titled project Pet Son. All available at petson.bandcamp.com, by the way. So explain the difference, if any, making the first project compared to making the latest project.
Wow. The first one we did was Feel Like I'm Going Away, and we did that all alone, just us 4 in Parth's basement.
Yeah, those were actually going to be like just demos, and then like I think we got picked up by the label after they'd been recorded. And then just to get something to roll out super quickly, they just took our demos of it and just kind of like brought it into the studio, and they kind of did like a kind of crappy mix of it, and then we just released it, and then we started planning like the album, and Shade Driver and Never Quit were all recorded at the same time. We're over like 2 different sessions, and then from those we kind of decided like what songs were like B-side material and which ones would be on an album. So yeah, Shade Driver was basically the result of like 2 extra songs.
Now when going into picking A-side, B-side, how does that really work with the band? You guys just kind of take a vote on it, or you just kind of know by hearing the song if it's an A-side compared to a B?
We all are on the same vibe musically, so we're all like, oh, that's definitely A-side material.
I usually push things pretty hard. Like when I'm not into something at one point, I'm like, oh, I'm not into this. Like, and I think that was kind of the vibe with Xenifer, which was like one of the B-sides on that Shade Driver. I was just like, oh, this is like way too poppy. because the album was just kind of taking on this like evil life of its
Very
own
evil persona.
and then which like was just like just the vibe for that particular album. But
So sticking with Shady Driver, recently just named to Earshot Magazine's top 200 list of 2016. What does that mean to you guys as a whole?
It's kind of nice. I mean, it's cool to see that people are listening to our music and keep spinning it. It's cool that's one of the top 200 ones. That's pretty. It's pretty nice. It's like we're very reassuring, I think, too.
yeah, I think I ended up actually like over time, I prefer the Shade Driver EP than I do the album. Like I don't know if it's because like so much maybe more thought and like time and money went into the album than into just like the 3-track.
Yeah.
Now explain the major difference between the EP and an album then.
So I mean, technically like in a physical format, the EP is just like I guess like extended play, but it's short, so it's like doesn't last as long, less time per side on the album, and then the 12-inch is just like you got like I think 11. I think we put 11 songs on it.
Yeah.
So it's like a bit more of like a trip, and you put so much thought into it, but then it's also it might get reviewed more or like get picked up by more people. But I just think the EP kind of did everything that an album has to, and it was really short. Just yeah,
Got to the point.
So when you guys are writing music, do you write the lyrics first, then piece the music together? Do you piece the music, then put the lyrics together? How does that?
Because it depends on the depends how you pick up your guitar, where you are, what you're kind of doing. But like sometimes, like when we're jamming, we'll bring riffs to the table, and we'll all work it out, and then come up with melodies.
Yeah,
Lyrics
it's completely like
afterwards,
kind of depends. Like earlier today, I was like just doing some instrumental thing, and then recorded that, and then sang over top of it, so I can like kind of distance my brain from what I'm doing on the guitar. But also, a lot of the time, in terms of lyrics, though, I think lyrics are often like an afterthought, or I'll just take like some lyrics that I jotted down, and then I rework them to the melody of a song or something. But I fall in line with the idea. Just like lyrics are like kind of the afterthought.
So since you're the singer, are you the main writer then, or?
Yeah, generally, yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of the time though, I'll write something, go in, and then we'll kind of like work out the kinks with, as a band, and kind of figure out the layouts and stuff. Because I don't know, if I'm just at home playing like on acoustic guitar, things can get kind of like repetitive and very, very at least like melody based, and there's no time for instrumentals because I'm just there, just playing. So it's good to have like the full band to get together and work that stuff out.
So as I mentioned, for me anyway, you give off a old schooler vibe compared to what you hear nowadays on the radio and whatnot. So when you release your first EP, you guys did digital as well as a cassette release, and the latest release was digital and then vinyl. What was it that made you guys bring back the cassettes and vinyl releases? Obviously vinyl right now is super hot again at the time right now, but I mean with the cassettes, that's definitely something that I feel has been falling off.
Yeah, I mean, and there's probably a reason for it. I mean, you can't...
It gets stuck.
It gets stuck, yeah. You have to, like, pause and rewind. You can't just, like, click next. So that's maybe why it's fallen off. But, I mean, it's a cool medium. It's quite cheap to put out, and it's kind of just, like, a nice little...
If it was up to me, everything would be digital. I would just do everything digital and save money and put more money for PR and less money for vinyl. But there's also, like... You also, like, feel like you need to have a record, which is why we opted to do... Like,
having, like, your... Like, holding your fucking record after you... have made it. It's kind of cool.
Fades fucking fast.
Yeah.
Fades fast. You're like, wait, how many are these still left? Sticking around in a box in the basement.
Like,
and oh wait, like,
it's a cool
how much did it cost? But it is like a. I guess it might not feel like the album, the completion of an album has completely come to.
If you don't have like a physical.
Yeah, if you haven't got that physical album.
But yeah, no. In terms of vinyl, though, people just the way the industry went is its revival. But I don't think I would have. Like 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been like, oh, I can't wait to make a vinyl record.
Definitely, like, not into jewel case CDs. Yeah. Like, who needs that? But,
I guess vinyl stands the test of time, though, I guess. I mean, I have my parents' records and shit.
There will still be boxes.
There will still be boxes
albums after I'm dead.
Hit us up.
So we will literally just become a history of records sitting there, collecting dust.
180 grams.
Yeah. So you guys got 3 shows coming up: Oakville, Hamilton, Toronto. You've toured a couple times across the States, you were saying, a couple times across Canada. These are more rapid fire questions for you. Quick answers, first thing that comes to your mind. Go-to fast food on the road.
McDonald's for me.
Yeah, McDonald's is quite cheap. It hurts, but it's good.
Go-to liquor.
That's beer. High life in the States for sure.
A lot cheaper. Yeah.
What about Canadian?
Pilsner.
I try to do rye.
We're trying to.
Cause like a lot of beer, I'm just like, oh my fuck. So
I'm trying to diet, so I'm trying to do like some gin and sodas. Like not even gin and tonic, just gin and soda. But like too many of those in a night, and then I'm just.
You know what I'm on right now?
Yeah.
Vodka, water, and bar lime. No hangover.
Is that for diet purposes as well?
No, just
Seriously.
no hangover, no sugar really.
Water.
Yeah,
Bar lime. You know the green fruité, like the
Yeah.
lime green one? Splash of that with vodka and water. I'm telling you, it's one of those things you drink 12, 13, and you look, you're like, oh, I'm
If I
good.
wake up Saturday morning, I'm hungover, dude, I'm coming right back.
Yeah. Does it stop you from going to get like late night drunk food? Because that's also like a big issue for us.
See, probably not.
We're on the road and we're just kind of like
McDonald's.
You don't know where you are, and then you just end up like Nick and I think went for like a 45-minute walk in St. John or something.
Were we at the hotel then?
I don't remember where we were.
Yes, it was. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
such
we
a-
just like went for like a
such
45-minute walk to find a McDonald's.
There's a McDonald's in every city, so that's
Made
why
it just
I-
before breakfast too, which is awesome.
Go to motels on the road, or you sleep in the van.
Van usually.
Van or people's hardwood floors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you meet a lot of people at shows then, they kind of offer you places to crash and whatnot.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, like people who like play the show or help set it up, they're often like, yeah, you need a place to crash. Here's a wooden floor. We're like, sick.
It's weird too because if you have to do like a long drive or something, you want to tackle it at night. Then by the time that you actually get tired, it's like 4 a.m. and
Motels are
like
closed.
motels are closed.
Yeah.
Or if you do find something that's open, you're gonna be there for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Before you have to get out, so you might as well
Sleeping bag.
just sleep in the car.
Funny personal story here. I was doing an interview down in Montreal
Yeah.
a bit ago last year. The event ended, I believe, 2:30. I was done my interview at 4:30. We found this motel. Sketchiest motel I've ever stayed in my life. They charged me $40 for 6 hours stay. He worked out like some weird. It was essentially a hooker motel,
Sounds like
basically.
Chicago.
Yeah, went to this
Yeah.
place in Chicago that had
Duct tape windows.
duct tape windows,
Oh.
and then it had like weird, like
The
kind of
plastic
like saran wrap on the mattresses sort
to
of
keep
things.
out, you know.
Yeah.
And then like you had to show your ID before you went in, and they kept it. It was really fucking weird.
Yeah, that's very sketchy.
Yeah.
Go-to playlist on the road.
Audiobooks.
Audiobooks,
Kurt Vile.
Curvile.
Audiobooks and Kurt Vile.
Curvile is like audiobook with ambient guitar behind
Yeah.
it. He's basically just talking.
Oh,
I'm
and also-
a man
yeah.
sleeping all day. Oh, I'm hanging around.
Kind of nod off and
Kinda.
like that, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Messiest on the road.
Nick, for sure.
For sure.
Dude, this
There's still sunflower seeds and
sunflower
nuts
seeds
and
got
shit.
stuck in like some weird like. It was disgusting.
Been there
It's
for
a
about
rule.
year.
No more fucking seeds.
No more seeds on the road.
Craziest story from the road so far.
I'm trying to hold on.
There's
You
gotta
can
be
edit. You can
more.
edit this pause out.
Oh, no,
You
it's
can
all
see
good.
us working on it.
Oh,
I don't-
probably. Well, definitely one of the most memorable is on the way back from New York. Is that what you gonna say?
No,
Okay.
the deer.
Oh wow, that was horrifying.
This fucking bummed us out.
It was
we
really
were
bad.
we were getting close to
Oh, that was-
Cleveland.
No.
No.
Cincinnati. We're going to
Cincinnati.
Yeah, because I remember Can You Talk was
Stuck in a bunch of traffic, and it was like, you know, bunch of lanes going this way, bunch of lanes going that way, with a big median in between, and like everyone's in basically our side is completely standstill traffic, and the other side is like moving fucking fast. And then like we just see a deer come over our side and go in front of like the car, like maybe 5 cars ahead of us, and it jumps over the median like it was like slow mo. The deer just goes across and gets hit by like some woman driving a
woman just
Cadillac,
fucking nailed
and
it.
like you know the shape of a Cadillac, and this thing just fucking flies, and then it hits the ground and it slides like maybe like 100 feet, and it basically
Those
comes
guys
up to
come-
like parallel to our vehicle, and it's just like these black dead eyes looking at us.
I saw.
We were upset.
I remember driving and I just like looked and I saw like its life leave its eyes and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's some heavy shit to like 15 minutes go play a show. I was like,
Yeah, we
oh
were
my
actually just like,
God.
very bummed out after. Like,
It was either that was fucked up, and also that's this time we drove back from New York in a snowstorm on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Is that what it's called?
Mm.
Couldn't see anything, whiteouts, and like I thought that was it. I texted my parents because I didn't have a cell phone plan. I was like, we were gonna die.
we stopped at McDonald's and just
Yeah.
kind of like literally thought over like if we wanted to continue the drive or not. And he's like, I love playing in a band and music
It's
and
not
everything. I'm not gonna die over it. Like, what the-
Because it's like literally, it's like 2 lanes. There's like a guardrail. It's probably like 3 feet high. There's fucking 100-foot drops and shit.
yeah, Jack Frost.
Jack Frost made a joke about that on the way down, and sure enough, on the way back, I was Jack Frost.
Anyways, yeah.
That was
so
crazy.
those are both shit stories.
Yeah.
Favorite city to play in so far?
I mean,
Not including at home.
yeah. So Hamilton, Toronto, I guess are off the. List.
I like New York, just because it's like we have friends there and it's fun. There's always like they have good pizza.
Yeah.
That's probably
True.
the only other place we've gone to more than once too.
Yeah. I guess we played Cincinnati a couple times.
Oh, Atlanta was cool. We played at this place that Radiohead and Nirvana played at too. That was cool.
So you did every state then?
Not quite. We haven't really made it past. I guess what was the Midwest?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Yeah.
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 But no, there's still quite a bit. Of
Midwest would be
ground.
like Chicago, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then like down south, we also like went like Florida
Texas.
and Texas and stuff.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that Birmingham show was fun.
What was that? Yes. That was with Thelma.
Yeah.
It was a mistake. Oh, I was talking to that guy. It was his birthday the other day. That was fun too.
So your music videos, I gotta touch on these for a minute. Reminds me kind of an old Chili Pepper vibe with some of the randomness mixed with like
Down.
Prozac even.
Okay, yeah.
If you want to go there.
Yeah.
So who comes up with the ideas? What's the biggest budget you've spent on a music video so far?
I think it was probably the Never Quit video, which is the one where we're getting chased by that electric wizard.
That was cool.
That was probably like the biggest budget, and I think it was probably like $600 or something.
Really? See?
Yeah.
See, I like your. If you're saying that's your biggest budget, some of your videos are more interesting than 90% of the major artists I see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the point. I guess, yeah, it would have been. I say it would have been Never Quit.
Yeah.
Because we rented a studio with like green screen stuff, so we could like do that. Then our friend Billy Moon, like edited it and stuff, and we threw some money his way for the long hours.
Yeah,
But videos are just, we just have like little money for it, So the Never Quit video, I don't even know how that came about. I wanted the tunnel.
There was a tunnel, and then I think
I needed the tunnel. That was like
I really
one
don't know
thing.
what
I was like, I need the tunnel.
I
And then I
think
wanted
we
us to-
talked about someone, like we had something, like we would drink something or something happened to us and we changed, I guess.
Yeah, I think like, and
We want like a heart-shaped box, kind of like backdrop sort of thing, like the evil
Right.
forest shit.
Now, what about the YouTube where you guys post? Because I notice a lot of their other
sorry?
posts, the YouTube where your videos are
Oh, okay,
posted.
yeah.
I notice a lot of the other posts, it's July Talk, the band, a lot of their
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
You guys have like a connection with them, or
It's just we're on. I guess like technically we're on the Hand, which is like
Subsidiary of.
it's like the little brother of Sleepless Records.
okay,
Our first EPs, Feel Like You Want Away, was put out on Sleepless, and then they created the Hand for like the more alternative stuff. So technically, like we're still affiliated and on the same label as July Talk, so they help get us some views. I have to assume because they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, there's quite a lot.
So latest album, obviously, as I said, self-titled Pet Son. What made you guys decide to do a self-titled album at this point?
I think it was just like
Oh.
Shady Driver was a good name, and we already used it. So and I was like, okay, cool, Pet Son, just yeah. That was simple. I think the other thing too.
And like the album artwork was pretty cool, so I don't want to. I couldn't think of anything to accompany.
Yeah, we didn't want to like
yeah.
we didn't want to put a sticker or we didn't want to like put anything on the cover aside from just the album art. We thought it looked really nice.
Yeah.
So we just did the Nirvana bleach thing where you have they had bleach on the front, but then they just have Nirvana on the back above the track listing, I think. Anyways, so we just kind of copied that.
So what's next? What's the end goal? Where do you guys see yourself 5-10 years from now? Or where do you want to see yourself 5-10 years from now?
Be nice to play lots of
Big festivals.
play some festivals would be sick. Touring in the UK and Europe like sometime this year, next year would be nice. I think that's kind of the
10
goal
years.
for the next album that we're working on right now. But we have a lot of recordings that we're just kind of sitting on and trying to figure out what we want to do with, because we've had like 3 or 4 recording sessions now.
I wanna
2 or 3.
I want to be like one of those bands that tours and does like arena tours. You do like a couple months, and then you're set for a few years, and you just kind of kick back in the south of France.
Yeah, I don't even know if like that sort of thing exists anymore, But I'm
It
down
can.
with that, and I like that my
That's like 10
bandmate
years from now.
has that fucking level of.
Yeah.
Who would be your ideal band to open for, or act to open for?
I mean, if Oasis reunited and wanted to take us on tour, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
open to that.
I would tone back the fuzz pedals
For that,
significantly for that opportunity. So they can give us a shout. Yeah, so pretty much anything affiliated with Oasis. We'd open up for U2. I don't really listen to them much.
I'd go on tour with you too, for
Good,
sure.
Good money.
Yeah.
But Ideal though, I don't know.
I don't really think of that. I don't know.
What current bands we listen to?
I don't know.
Yeah, we've been kind of like in a bit of like a bubble recently in terms of like contemporary music that we listen to.
Yeah, pretty much anyone who
I feel like everyone's aging.
is able to tour around the world and wants to take us works for me.
Yeah.
But 10 years from
Fair
now,
enough.
the goal is quite clear.
The Darkness. Remember The Darkness?
Yep.
I go to The Darkness.
I would definitely tour with them, but they opened up on tour at one point for like at least a leg of one of Lady Gaga's more recent tours, which is like a
That's
really
crazy.
bizarre pairing.
Yeah, that's
But
weird.
that's like a huge gig. So if The Darkness can open for Lady Gaga, I think we're set to open up for pretty much
U2.
anyone.
You two Joshua Tree tour this summer.
Yeah.
Well, Christian Smith, Witty Smitty News. Like I said, Pet Son. Make sure you check them out. petson.bandcamp.com. Grab all the EPs. When can we expect the new project? Sometime soon, or?
Definitely some new music coming,
Yeah.
like early spring, I'd say.
Early spring,
Safe to say. Most of the stuff's already recorded, and then new stuff coming after that.
Well, make sure to check them out. They're in this Friday, the Casbah.
Yeah.
Come check it out. Support your local bands, man. That's all I can say.
Support, man.
Fuck yeah.